Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to do a quick reading for the supermoon, the Sagittarius super full moon on June 14th that is coming up in just a couple of days. So let's see what we can get. Angels and spirit guides, please give us a message that is meant for the highest and greatest good of all those listening. Thank you so much for being here with us. Please give me a message that's clear, crystal clear, and that is for the highest and greatest good of all those watching. So what energies can we expect in the next few days? Usually a week or two before and after the full moon. What energies can we expect in this 2-week time period? Spirit guides and angels, thank you so much. All right, we got the Wheel of Fortune. Let's get a couple more. What can we have to expect in the next couple week period? What energies will we be dealing with? We got the Ten of Swords. Ten of Cups in reverse. What can we know for our highest and greatest good? Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, spirit. And let's do one more card. What energies should we be aware of or can we expect? And then I would say the next 2 weeks. Okay, so ending with the Ace of Swords reversed, Five of Swords reversed, Ten of Cups reversed, Ten of Swords, and Wheel of Fortune. So we've got 2 tens on the table, an ace and a 5. 3 of these cards are swords. You know, when we've got 2 tens, tens talk about completions, endings, ending of a cycle. It's been a long road and a long journey to get here. And I don't know about you, but I've definitely been feeling the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Cups in reverse lately. You know, it doesn't really matter if you're single, if you're in a relationship, you know, if you're in the middle of a separation. Ten of Cups talks about the perfect happy family, you know. You've reached that perfect place of bliss and togetherness and unity, and emotionally it's you've reached the peak of happiness and fulfillment and togetherness with your people, your tribe. And with it being in reverse right next to the Ten of Swords, you know, the Ten of Swords talks about a really painful situation. Maybe you were betrayed. Maybe you were, you know, abandoned. Maybe it talks about the ways that you've hurt yourself. Maybe you've separated yourself from the people that love you the most, or maybe someone has hurt you. But the Wheel of Fortune is here to tell us that sometimes, you know, life has its ups and downs. There are things that come into our life that are divinely guided by the spirit that has only our highest and greatest good at heart. And sometimes those things may look like bad things that are happening to us. Sometimes those unexpected changes may seem like the worst thing that could possibly happen is happening to us. But I don't know about you, but I'm learning to believe that even sometimes the worst things in my life that have happened ended up being the absolute best thing that could happen to me. And Wheel of Fortune is challenging us to believe and have faith that there is a power greater than us that is at work and that is guiding us. And whether someone hurt you, abandoned you, rejected you, you know, rejection is God's protection. I absolutely love that saying. And You may feel like you don't know where you belong right now, and you don't know what comes next, and you don't know how it gets better from here. But the Wheel of Fortune is a promise. It's a promise that what comes up must go down, and what goes down must come back up. You know, that this too shall pass. And the Ten of Swords is actually great news, because it means you've been suffering for a while now, and you've reached the end of it. You know, you've reached the end of it, and it's you know, see the darkness in the background. It seems really dark right now. It seems like there's really nothing to grab onto to give you hope or faith or encouragement that things are going to turn around. But the Wheel of Fortune promises that things are about to turn around. Everything must change. That is the one thing we can count on, is that things are in a constant state of change. And so even the worst times in our life, they too must change. And the Ace of Swords reverse tells us, you know, maybe someone lied to us. Maybe that's the betrayal that happened. Someone lied or said something false about you to other people, or maybe you just weren't being honest with yourself. And so the Ace of Swords asks us to really look within ourselves and say, what is my truth in this situation? What is the truth that maybe I haven't been willing to admit to myself or to other people? Because maybe I've been too afraid, or maybe I haven't just been able to see it because I've been in too much pain and I've been too distracted by the intenseness of the changes that have been happening in my life. But the sword of truth is pointing at us right now. It's pointing at us, and it's saying, what is your truth? What is your truth in this situation? What's the thing you haven't been wanting to admit to yourself? And with the Five of Swords in reverse, you know, the Five of Swords can be a very selfish, self-centered, don't care who I hurt type of energy. And so maybe that's who you've been dealing with. Maybe there's some people around you that haven't really cared that they've hurt you. But with the Five of Swords in reverse, though, you know, it's either an extreme betrayal, an extreme hurt, or it means that it's starting to lighten. It's starting to turn around. And maybe that person wants to come back and make things right, but they're just not sure what to say. So let's see if we can get a few more cards to let us know, you know, Spirit, what is your advice to us? What are you wanting us to know? Or what can we expect to come next, you know? World in reverse. Five of Pentacles. We got the Six of Wands. Emperor in reverse. And one more, please. Four of Pentacles. So I love how the 4, the 5, and the 6 came out. It shows that, you know, you are making progress. It's slow, and it seems like you aren't sometimes, but you are making progress. The universe is saying, hang in there. I know things are getting better super slowly, but it's happening. It really is. The World in the reverse, you may feel like you've got some unfinished business with someone. Maybe things changed all of a sudden and you feel like you never got to say goodbye, or you never got to say your piece, or you just feel like there's a situation that didn't close out completely, or it just didn't go the way you expected, and you feel like this isn't how it was supposed to go, especially with the Five of Pentacles. It talks about feeling left out in the cold, being abandoned, neglected, not having what you need. It often talks about money and finances, but it can talk about relationships as well, and how we feel. Like we don't have what we need. We're not getting, we don't have the help and support and the love that we need. And but the Six of Wands, I'm really glad this came out, because this shows us that we are overcoming. We do have the confidence and the willpower and the determination and the self-love to do what needs to be done, to come out of the cold, to overcome this situation. We will be victorious. This is the victory wreath right there. And you're not only going to overcome this situation, people are going to watch you overcome it. You're going to have attention and eyes on you, and the person that maybe left you out in the cold, the person that maybe made you feel like you weren't good enough, they're going to have to watch you overcome the situation and become even better than before. Now, the Emperor in reverse can talk about trying to control something too much, being too rigid. It can also talk about not having discipline, not having structure or boundaries. But, where are you trying to control the outcome of something, especially with the World in reverse and the Ten of Swords, Ten of Cups in reverse. My goodness, you have been through it. And of course you're going to want to control the outcome. Of course you're going to want to have things turn out a certain way. But I think it's inviting us to say, take a step back, take a deep breath, trust and know the universe is in control. It's got something so much better for you. And if you can just tighten your grip just a little bit, I think you're going to start to see that sooner rather than later. And the Four of Pentacles has a similar message, Where have you been holding back? Where have you been hanging on to something that maybe you've outgrown or maybe doesn't deserve you? That can be a job, a relationship. It can be anything in your life that you're clinging to because you feel like you need it to survive. But, loosen up that grip a little bit. Take a moment to just pause and breathe and think, maybe I've been settling for less than what I'm worth. Maybe something more is possible. What could that be? And let the universe speak to you. Let's get one card, or more if they happen to fall out. But let's get a card from this deck to let us know. Spirit, do you have any advice for us right now? Do you have any advice? See that? Three of Air. Yeah. Pain, heartbreak, sadness, disappointment. Life hurts, man. It really hurts sometimes, especially with the Ten of Swords, Ten of Cups in reverse, Five of Pentacles. My goodness, what a difficult time you've been going through. And man, I just got to say, I relate. I really do. Six of Water in reverse. Yeah, clinging to the past. There's something you just can't let go of. It's like, this is not the way it was supposed to go. And it hurts. And I just can't bring myself to say goodbye. I can't bring myself to let it go. And you may be like thinking about the good old days. You may be thinking about, yeah, but this used to bring me so much joy. This used to be so fun. And it was so great. And like, what the hell happened? And like, where do I go from here? Like, this was supposed to be my person, my family, my, my dream, whatever. And we have the Seven of Air in reverse. So coming clean, or somebody being caught, maybe you didn't trust someone. Maybe someone wasn't being completely honest with you, but I have a feeling that someone from your past has something to admit to you. And, maybe it's going to break your heart, or maybe it already did, but clearly someone has not been treating you right. And I think, it's becoming clearer and clearer to you. And Spirit Guide, one more. Anything else we need to know? Anything else we need to know? Anything else we need to know? Ten of Fire. Yeah, it's been a heavy burden. It's been a long road. We got 3 tens on the board now. My goodness. Too much work. Accept help from others. Life is out of balance. Stress-related health concerns. So you may be burning the candle at both ends. You may be stressed out, worried, overburdened by this whole situation. My heart goes out to you. It really does. And at the bottom of the deck, we got the Four of Earth. We got Four of Pentacles coming out twice. Yeah. So let's wrap this up with some wisdom. Wisdom from Spirit. What do we need to know? How can you guide us through this? What can you tell us or reveal to us today that will get us one step closer to the love and the peace and the freedom and the joy that is our birthright? This is from Wisdom of the Oracle, Colette Baron Reed. What do we need to know, Spirit? What do we need to know? Observer, number 49. Essential meanings: perspective, objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. The Oracle's message: most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, and environment you're engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. The relationship message is that sometimes you just can't see the forest from the trees in your way. Feelings can get all jumbled up, and often you hear one thing when a person says another. It can be like an echo of an unresolved past experience dubbed over your conversation. Take time out before you react. It's likely the other person has no idea how his or her words have affected you. Take a few steps back and lend understanding to the situation. Have faith in your connection and trust that you can come together. Take to higher ground now and cultivate curiosity about what you observe in yourself, in others, and in the landscape. You will find things much improved sooner than you know. Prosperity message: it is an advantageous time for you to get some distance from what you're doing and see your work from your projects from a different perspective. The trick is to connect to the essence of your goals and aspirations while letting the form and timing be dictated by Spirit. You may be too personally attached to an outcome and unable to see the miracle because it's not turning out exactly as you planned. Trust Spirit. The perfect version of your abundance is right in front of you. Remain neutral and curious and watch the miracle unfold. The protection message: ever think sometimes your life options are suction cupped to your face and you can't see beyond yourself? There's a big world out there, a multitude of potential realities that you're unable to perceive at the present. So you're a little stuck? It's time to get advice from someone you trust, someone who has a better perspective on your circumstances. Other points of view are needed now before you move forward. Take heart. A beautiful vista is waiting for you to drink it in. You just need a little help widening your scope beyond your small self. Yes, so many things we were talking about ended up in that message, and I love how that works. I think ultimately it's just saying it's time to take a step back. It's time to release the reins. It's time to release your grip. It's time to become the observer, and just, I would say meditate. Meditation is the most effective tool I've found to detaching myself from the situation and seeing it from a higher perspective, from a detached perspective where my emotions and my ego and my pride aren't all mixed up in everything. You know, be able to see things from a more balanced perspective. And I know for myself, my pride and my ego can keep me from being able to see things from a more balanced perspective because my pride and my ego only cares about me. So anyway, thank you so much for listening. I hope you got something out of that message, and take care.